All
Alrighty.
right.
So 47 and a half minutes into the episode, we are going to start and finish off the free agency tier list. So this is ranking teams by how well we think they did in free agency. I'm sorry for anyone listening on Spotify or Amazon Music. You're not going to be able to see the visuals, but we'll walk you through and we'll very clearly describe where they're going and why we think we're going there. It will be in alphabetical order by city. So Arizona, um, Atlanta, Baltimore, Buffalo, in that order. So if you're looking for your favorite team, you know kind of what order to look in, and we're going to start off with the Arizona Cardinals. Um, do you want to go first? Do you want to kind of find a consensus, or
Uh,
do you want to each give our own personal opinions on where we think they should be?
yeah, we could kind of like give our own like personal consensus, and then from there, kind of just like figure out where we rank
Kind
them.
of like a median.
Yeah, I I don't know, man. They've had a weird free agency for me personally. Like, I don't know, me personally, this Desmond Ritter trade for Rondale, I just
It's a
I don't
little
get it,
weird.
dude. I
Um,
don't
I'm
get it.
I'm I'm gonna assume Rondell wanted out.
Yeah, I mean, you anticipate them bringing in Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
you
we,
might as
we
well
can't
get
really we
on the
can't really
back.
factor that in, can
I
we?
know. I no. No, no, no. I'm just saying, like, in terms of just like making sense of the trade. Um,
Yeah. I mean
that you pick
losses
up
losses to gains, it's hard to give them anything above I'm gonna
a
say D
C,
here is
honestly.
I'm gonna say D here's F. Yeah, I
A
can't
B
really give them
C F.
F because they didn't
Should we
I,
do A B
I, I
C D
can't
F?
say they lost anyone super valuable. DJ Humphrey is a long time stay on their offensive line, but not really a valuable player. Marquise Brown's not even a Pro Bowl level player either. They brought in Jonah Williams,
Which
great
is big.
player. Elijah
That's
Wilkinson, I think,
really
is
solid too.
underrated. Justin Jones and Bilal Nichols are really big pieces in their interior of the defensive line. And
Some
Sean
linebacker.
Murphy Bunting is the best corner they've had since Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, man. I
I think Mac
I
Wilson could be
honestly,
underrated. I don't see him being great, but I think he's definitely be a good starter for them for the next 3 years.
I
I'd be
definitely think,
comfortably going C.
yeah, I would definitely say going C as well. I also think we should do the tiers A B C D F instead of S A B C F.
B C D F. I could just add
Yeah.
another one.
Well, you already have S.
Fucking things up. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. So I would
I
just say
think
A
S.
B C D F.
Think so?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll go A B C D F traditional grading system. I think C is definitely a good spot for them. Like they lost value, but they also gained value. Um, so I definitely, off the top of my head, can think of people who have done much worse. Um, so yeah, I'm comfortable putting them in the C spot. I think.
Sweet blue. I think there's a few teams that go above and beyond, so I'm gonna have an S there personally because I
Okay,
think
that's
I
fine.
think
That's fine.
there's a few teams I have in mind that I think are S worthy.
Yep.
So
I think the
we'll
next
see
one
what we
is
get
it,
there.
isn't it?
Atlanta.
Yes. Yes.
Um.
Yes is S, dude. Yes is S, bro.
Yes is S.
Yes is S, bro.
I don't know, man. They lost Keith Smith.
No, dude. Like, so I'm not gonna say S. I'll say they definitely are in like the high B, low A tier. Um, because aside from bringing in Kirk Cousins, they really just added more depth to offense, and they haven't really done much to defense. Now I know they have
They haven't done anything to their defense.
no literally anything to their defense. I know they have Jesse Bates, they have AJ Terrell, um,
Yeah, but they
Arnold
lost
Ebiketie.
Okuda, they lost Trey Flowers, lost Bud
Yeah,
Dupree, lost
right.
Calais Campbell. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna retire if he doesn't get signed. But
Probably just gonna retire. Yeah, like the defense is in a position that really needs some beef. And all they did was pretty much just absolutely load up on offense.
hmm
So definitely not S tier. I think I could put him in the B tier.
Yeah, outside of Kirk Cousins, I mean, they got Mooney, a good number two, and then they traded for
Rondale,
Rondo Moore,
yeah,
which was an absolute win on their end. But besides
yeah.
that, Rare McLeod, and then I don't even know who this offensive tackle is. Resigned Storm
Or
Norton.
Morton,
I can't
free agent.
anticipate him
It's probably
being.
just depth.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
be depth.
I'm very comfortable giving them an A. I think if there's still
Okay,
time. Obviously, if they go out and grab an edge rusher or an interior guy, maybe even
yeah,
a linebacker, I can very comfortable give them an S then.
yeah.
But
I'd say I'm personally more on like a high B level for them. Um, but I could also like peak going low A. So I'm not mad at putting them at A.
I think just because they gave themselves an absolutely incredible chance to win their division, I don't think I can give them B. Going from where they were last year to what the chances they have this year with the offense, I think even after post draft, they could be a very heavy favorite to win their division.
Yeah, they honestly have a really good chance of being the one seed in the NFC, and I'm in the NFC. Uh,
One seed.
uh,
That's
especially if
that's a hot
yes,
take.
bro, for sure, dude. Dude, this offense could put up 35 points. Bro, this offense could put up 35 points a game.
No, I could see it for
They
sure.
draft defensive help, bro. They
Oh
draft
yeah.
defensive help. They put in a
No,
really good
I
spot, bro. They got a
that's where I
top
got
10
them
pick
going for
too.
sure.
Yeah. Well, especially since pretty much free agency's just been offense and they've lost defensive pieces. Definitely see them anticipating young defensive players to come in there. But yeah, this offense can put up 35 points at night. Easy, bro. Easy. Yeah, no.
um, I have a feeling you're gonna disagree with me
Bro, they're
on
not
this
S tier,
one.
bro. They're not
No,
S tier.
I was gonna say they're not S tier
Oh, okay.
with the
I
Ravens.
don't think they're S tier. AFC
Just
North,
they brought in
Baltimore
some
Ravens,
really good pieces. Obviously, re-signing Madubuike, who they already had, and then bringing
and they
Derrick
got
Henry. Outside of that, just the pieces they've lost Duvernay,
Patrick Queen.
Beckham, Gus, Dobbins, Zeitler, Simpson, Moses, Clowney,
Oh yeah,
Van
they don't really.
Noy, Queen, Darby, Rockison, Geno Stone. I just named 5, 6 starters, and then they brought in Derrick Henry. I
Yeah,
just, I know money's tight, and they're gonna load up in the draft and
it's
start
a
a
C
lot of
for me.
rookies like they always do. A
It's a C
C?
for me. Yeah,
I was gonna go B.
it's a C for me, dude. Bro? What's the return? You got a reliable running back. That's it,
Who's
and
kind of
Matapee's
old?
back. Yeah, because like the biggest problem with the Ravens is that none
This
of their
is
running backs can stay healthy.
yeah. This is two
Derrick
lost
Henry
offensive
can
linemen
stay
that
healthy,
start your top
and
two
they
running
have
backs,
just
but
none
that's
of the running back
replaced.
room.
You lose two of your starting receivers. Two. Starting is based on who you have and who's healthy, because you still have Bateman, and you still have Zay Flowers. But Odell was
A lot of
starting at a
injuries.
time. Duvernay got starts based on injuries. Clowney played a lot for you and played well. Same with Kyle Van Noy. He came in kind of late. But Patrick Queen was obviously the starter. Darby and Rocky Sin started games because of injury. Geno Stone was obviously a very good player for you that you lost. Um, who's going to replace them? Who knows? Yeah, we don't know because they didn't sign anybody. Um,
It's got to be a C at this point in time, bro. Their free agency is a C. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll put them above the Cardinals, high C for now.
Yeah, I'm comfortable
Um,
with that.
I'm gonna let you talk about this before I talk about this because
Honestly, dude,
I'm gonna explain some things.
I'm gonna keep it a buck 50. I'm gonna say you guys are like probably teetering on A tier, bro.
Okay,
I'm gonna say
I'll
you're
let you
starting
give
to
some
teeter on A
explanations
tier.
before.
So you bring back Deion Dawkins for the long haul, 3 years, $60 billion extension. You bring in Curtis Samuel to replace Gabe Davis. Love that. Absolutely love that. AJ Epinesa comes back. Um, Daquan Jones. You get Taylor Rapp because you lost Micah Ampoyer. You get Mac Hollins for depth. Dude, Trubisky's back, dude. Come on. Like, obviously, you
Trubisky.
had to get rid of some people. They were old. You had some cap issues. but really you didn't lose too much in terms of like important players. Tre'Davious White hasn't played in a while. Micah super injury prone at this point. Poyer just getting old. You had Mitch Morse, who that's expendable. So I think the important things that you needed an extra safety, you got a replacement for Gabe Davis, you got, and you even got Matt Collins as well for extra wide receiver depth. An offensive tackle, one of the better ones in the league. You bring him back, you lock him up. AJ Epinesa, another edge depth. Probably got it. The defensive shifting and for the Bills is insane. Like you
So like
guys
more
have
than any team.
you guys start like 12 to 15 down linemen like a year. It's crazy. Like Daquan Jones as well. No, like I definitely think that you guys have done really, really well in terms of what you had to do, um, and
And we're
replacing the losses
positive
that you just
cap
had to
now.
take. Exactly. And you honestly, you kind of got better.
We're
You kind of
from
got better. You got a little
negative
bit
cap to
younger.
positive and 11 draft picks. 11. Oh,
Yeah, we don't factor that in, but
no,
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
think
about just our
really the
future
Buffalo
with
Bills
where
done
we're
really
gonna
well.
be.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Definitely something to be excited about. But yeah, I would definitely say the Bills. Honestly, I'm gonna go A tier. I think they've done really, really well considering what they were given.
I'm just now. I'm gonna talk about real quick. I'm talking to all you fucking casuals out there, all you people I see on Twitter. The Bills, they're done for. I'm talking to you, Stephen A. I'm talking to you. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are fine. Tre'Davious White hasn't played in 3 seasons. Talking about the Bills' window has closed. The Bills' window has closed. They lost Tre'Davious White, the player that made them since 2016. Tre'Davious White, I love you. My favorite player over the last 6 years. Absolute favorite
That's
player on the
true.
Buffalo Bills over the
Love
last
that
six
is
years.
true.
I'm gonna miss you, but I'm not gonna miss you on the field because you weren't on the field, and I hate that. Micah Hyde missed like 8 games with a neck issue last season. Played without him. I don't think Travis White's seen a playoff snap since 2020. Mike Jordan Poyer, great player, hell of a gritty, tough. Drove on a van across the country to play for us when he had the lung issue. Didn't play great. Leonard Floyd, yeah, our leading sack leader last year. Most overblown stat I've ever seen. Sack leader. Dude didn't get a sack from week 12 on, including the playoffs. Puna Ford was a healthy scratch for 16 of the 19 weeks we played. Linval Joseph was a depth piece after injury. Jordan Phillips is a great character. He's not the player he was for us in 2019, 2018. Tim Settle was another rotational guy. I don't think any of our defensive linemen play more than 50% of the snaps in a single game. The amount of defensive linemen we play each game is the most in the NFL by far, and we bring back Daquan Jones, who through the first 8 or so weeks of the season was the leading graded defensive tackle in the NFL, and he still finished up there. David Edwards for us agreed to a 2 year extension. Who's gonna play? I'm not sure if he's gonna play guard or center, or if Connor McGovern's gonna play guard or center. But we're not losing any starting offensive linemen really, because both of them can play for us on our starting level. Curtis Samuel, obviously, if he gets more than 8 games with a single reception, he's already better than Gabe Davis. Taylor Rapp played really well for us last year and got the game sealing interception on Tua turned the ball over in week 18 to send us and win the AFC East. I'm not worried, and obviously we're not going to factor draft picks into this, but as far as the Bills' future and window is concerned, 11 to 12 draft picks is really good. So I'm also going to stick them in a rant over.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Next one. We're going to be talking about the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Carolina Panthers have spent so much money.
So much money.
So much money. I honestly think that they have done really well
Oh, for
because
sure. Undoubtedly.
they have literally improved in every position that they've drafted pretty much or they've like signed. Like you pick up two stud offensive guards, spend so much money on that. You finally get a decent receiver in there. No disrespect to Adam Thielen, but bro, Adam Thielen had way too much production in that offense. So you get Deontay Johnson, which is sick. Ashawn Robinson, Caleb Chason, DJ Wanham. You get some down linemen. Josie Jewell, solid linebacker. Dane Jackson, Troy Hill, Jordan Fuller for the DBs. So um, they've really just all around increased their. Hi. Sorry, my dog just decided to jump up on my lap and say hi. But they have really beefed up the offense. They've really beefed up the defense with the
Well,
unlimited amounts of money.
I wouldn't say they beefed up. I think they got worse on defense.
Who'd they get rid of? I
They
mean,
got,
obviously Brian
they lost
Burns,
Shaquille,
Dante Jackson.
Dante, CJ Henderson, Jeremy Chin, Von Bell, Deion Jones, Frankie Louvu. They lost like their whole defense.
Oh yeah, Frankie Louvu is a big one too.
Frankie Louvu, Brian
Yeah,
Burns, Shaquille
Bell.
Grip. They
Yeah,
lost all
Jimmy
three
Chin.
starting corners, both safeties, both edge rushers.
They got two corners back and a safety back though.
No, they got Dane Jackson and Troy Hill and Jordan Fuller. Oh, no. Yeah. I mean they're serviceable, but I wouldn't say they got better on defense. I would say they undoubtedly got worse
Yeah,
on
probably.
defense. It at the expense of getting two good guards and a receiver.
Bro, you gotta protect Bryce Young, man.
Yeah, I think this puts Bryce Young in a really good spot to succeed, but I don't think this free agency puts them as a team in spots to succeed, considering I don't know the cornerback room of Troy Hill and Dane Jackson. I don't know how many offenses that's going to stop, especially
Who
when
else
they
do they
got to
have?
play Olave and Drake London and Mike Evans and friends 6 times a season.
Who else do they have in the DB room? Trying to think. Like,
Oh, they have J.C. Horn if he can stay healthy. I completely
yeah,
forgot about
J.C.
him.
Horn for sure.
Is he gonna play more than 6 games this year? I don't know.
I hope
Well,
so.
I sure hope so. I love J.C. Horn, great player.
Yeah. They don't have
I don't
a
know how
first round
many.
pick, do they?
No, it would be the number 1 overall pick that the Bears have.
Yeah.
Xavier
For sure.
Woods and Jordan Fuller are starting safeties. Troy Hill,
Yeah.
Dane Jackson, and J.C. Horn are your
They've got a long
corners.
way. Look. The thing is, they've got a long way to go, but it's a step in the right direction. You're protecting your number 1 overall pick. Like, two
Yeah,
guards
no,
take
you
away.
definitely give your offense a lot better of a chance to succeed. I think Jonathan Mingo progresses. I
Yep.
think Adam Thielen and Deontay Johnson are just a really good trio. And then obviously
It's
we
a
have
solid trio for sure.
Ike Ekwonu, Robert Hunt, and Damian Lewis leading this offensive line group with Taylor Modem, who still has another 4, 5, 6 really good years in front of him.
Yeah.
I think you've definitely given your team a really good chance to succeed.
Dude, it's so crazy how many people have moved this offseason, dude. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. Each team's got 6, 7, 8 new starters. It seems like.
It's literally a Madden fantasy draft, like actually.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Defense definitely got worse.
Can we
They
really
did.
give them better than C if we're giving the Ravens a C for like the same reason?
Yeah. No, I definitely think that they go C as
I,
well because of that.
they they got better, but they also got worse. So I guess that's just kind of definition middle of the road.
Yeah. All right. Bears. Bears have done really
This,
well, dude.
oh yeah, the Bears have done really well for themselves. I think
Bears have done really, really well for themselves.
really well.
Bring back Jalen Johnson. You got Byard in there. You got Jonathan Owens. You're dead to me.
Yeah, yeah. How many like quality starters did they lose? Cody Whitehair, Darnell Mooney, I guess.
Yeah, but you
You
get
replace
Keenan
him with
Allen.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
So
bro, we don't
did
have.
they
I don't
get
think we have to talk
worse
about that too
anywhere?
much. I don't think we have to talk about this one too much. I think they're an A, for sure.
I was gonna give him an S.
I mean, yeah, yeah, I guess
They got
they
better
really didn't get worse
absolutely
anywhere.
everywhere,
Got better. We'll give them A for now, and then
and
depending
they
on
didn't
who we
really have
put
to
in
give up
S.
any assets for it either. Like they
But
didn't
the thing
trade
is,
away
bro,
anything.
we have like 27 other teams to go over. We'll put them in A for now, depending on who's in S tier. When we look over the list when we're done, we might bump them up to S.
A quick look.
I
Can
say
you
first,
can you think of anyone that did even close
dude.
to as good as them?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. 246 players have moved. I don't remember everybody, dude. Like,
I'm gonna
I
put
don't
them in.
remember
I'm
everybody.
gonna put them in S for now. We can move
Dude,
them
if
down.
you don't drop them in A right now, dude, like,
Dude, there's no
seeing
way they're
the
not
Chicago
an
Bears
S
S
tier.
tier of anything, bro. Seeing the Chicago Bears S tier of anything is gonna piss me off, dude.
Just because they have so much money to shell out.
Dude,
I
we're
don't think
putting
there's
them in
any
A
team that
tier.
did good. They're gonna be an S by the end of this. I promise you.
That's fine. That's fine. They could be an S at the end,
You
but they're
can
an A
leave, you can
first.
leave the call before I put them into an S. Sorry.
They're an A first, dude. I definitely will be gone when you put them in S tier, dude.
That's some crazy like reverse glazing.
12-0. 12-0.
Yeah, yeah.
12
Yeah,
and
so
0.
you can at least give them this.
No, absolutely not. They get nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing from me. We gave them Jonathan Owens. We gave them Simone Biles. How about that? You get Simone Biles from
You
us.
get Simone Biles and some shitty Instagram edits.
Oh my god, dude. We're not
That's
even
so
gonna talk
bad.
about that, dude. That was insane. Dude, for everybody listening right now, go to Jonathan Owens' Instagram page and watch highlight. Dude, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god. All right, who's next? Who's next?
The Cincinnati Bengals. I think this is our first D.
Cincinnati
But before we
Bengals.
start talking about their actual free agency, I think this is the first D.
You pick up Von Bell, Geno Stone, Sheldon
Jon
Rankins,
Snow.
Sample Gasicki, yeah, Zach Moss in replacement of Joe Mixon, T Higgins, which you franchise tag.
We can't really count T Higgins. He doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah, yeah. What have you done really? What have you done really?
You
You're gonna give a
replace
white guy Greek lessons.
your safety
Um,
that you lost last season, I guess.
yeah,
And then
Braden
you
Swift,
replace
Stone Bell,
what's the D tackle that just DJ Reader? You replace DJ Reader with
Reader.
Sheldon Rankins, and then you bring back
Right.
Cody Ford, who's you
Yeah.
downgrade at running back, in my opinion.
3 tight end moves.
Include two of these are both
Right,
re-signs.
Irvin, yeah.
And then
Joe makes a
yeah, you lose Jonah Williams, DJ Reader, you lose Awuzie, who you don't replace, you lose Tyler Boyd, you lose Irv Smith, and you replace Mixon with Zach Moss. I think this is the first D.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
They just don't have money to do anything.
True. Yeah, what have you done really?
You've gotten worse.
Yeah. I agree with D. They really haven't done that much for themselves, if anything. I agree. We can go D.
The Cleveland Browns are next.
Yes, for sure.
What did you just say?
Dude, Famous Jameis is a Cleveland Brown now, dude.
Yeah, but they didn't bring back Joe Flacco, so it's automatically enough.
Nope. Famous Jameis, dude.
Crazy
crab leg Winston.
I mean, talking realistically, what they did,
they did pretty well.
They kind of just stayed pretty stagnant, in my opinion.
Yeah, they did pretty well.
They don't replace Kareem Hunt. Who knows how Nick Chubb is feeling for the season? They bring in Jerry Jeudy, which is good. Great move for them.
It's all right.
They bring back Zadarius Smith, which is huge, as well as their big interior defensive lineman guys. But they lose Anthony Walker. But they bring in Devin Bush, so again stagnant
as well. Bojo, come on, dude.
They re-signed
Packer
Bojo.
Bill Legend.
Packer Bill Legend. Yeah, dude, I think he played pretty stagnant as a Cleveland Browns team.
Yeah, I'd say put him at C for sure.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what C is. I'll put him right after the Panthers. Yeah. I'm gonna put the Ravens first one.
Dare I say the first F?
The first F. Oh. Yeah, it's sort of like what have you done for me lately sort of thing. Yeah. And what they've done is lost Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup, Tyron Smith, Biadasz, Dante Fowler, Neville Gallimore, Lane Vander Esch, Stephon Gilmore, and Jalen Hurst. And then they brought in Eric Kendricks.
Trent Sieg, dude.
And no way, Lewis. Trent Sieg came back? Oh, that might be S tier.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, for sure. Moving on.
All right, yeah, the
How about them?
Broncos.
How about them boys, dude?
How
How
about
about them
them
boys?
boys? Them boys are ass. Them boys are ass.
Who's
Um,
next? Denver.
Denver Broncos.
Uh, you lost
Uh,
Jerry Judy. You
you
re-signed Will
lost
Gordon.
Simmons. You cut Simmons. Lloyd
You lost
Cushenberry
Russell
goes,
Wilson.
which
You're in
is whatever. Okay.
purgatory for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah, Jonathan Harris, Justin Simmons, Fabian Moreau, Jerry Judy, all gone.
F
And you bring
F
in Brandon Jones and Will Jordan Humphreys. Yeah, get the hell
F.
out of here. That's another F
F.
team.
Back to back F's
Eh.
for sure.
I'm sorry, tired. All right, the Detroit Lions.
Um, they haven't done much because they don't really need to do much.
I think they've done really well.
They,
Um,
yeah,
I think they've done more
yeah.
than you think they have.
Well, you lost CJ, you get Carlton Davis.
You talk about lost
Resign Weevil.
starters. Tracy Walker and is a lost safety, and then Gardner
Yeah,
Johnson lost corner. Jonah Jackson is probably the biggest loss, and then DPJ, who didn't do anything. And you bring Carlton Davis and Emmanuel Mosley,
you
great
bring
corners.
Glasgow too.
DJ Reader is a huge addition on the interior of the defensive line.
Marcus
And then
Davenport as
Marcus
well.
Davenport is replacing Romeo Okawara.
Romeo Aquara, yeah.
And then I
Greg
say,
Glasgow as well.
like, Glasgow's a good signing. I say you got slightly worse at guard, and you replace Sidney Gardner Johnson with two very good corners. Um, I'd say you're lacking a safety, maybe. I'm not sure of their depth. Maybe I'm missing somebody.
Not get one.
Uh,
I mean, you got
who
Brian
who
Branch.
else do they have? Yeah, I'm counting him as the other safety. I'm saying opposite. You
Oh,
still got
okay.
Cam Sutton, just Kirby Joseph. Yeah, they're chilling.
Yeah.
They're chilling. They
They're
still got Hutch, Alan McNeil's still there.
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell, still a very good team. You lose out on a guard. Brandon
They're
Wentz,
literally
even
just the
worse.
young 49ers, dude.
Yeah, I think this is the first B team,
Yeah.
personally.
All right, here we go. All
The
right.
Green Bay Packers.
Let me think about this one. I'll let you go first, but I
The
gotta.
pack is back. You
Like we
obviously
never
caught
left,
Aaron
baby.
Jones, but you upgraded Josh Jacobs and you bring back AJ Dillon to be the backup.
As much as that hurts my heart to say.
You re-sign Ballantyne and Nixon, and you don't lose any corners. So I think that's a pretty good move. But you do lose God near every safety you have on roster. But you bring in Xavier McKinney. Can you tell me who's playing opposite Xavier McKinney right now? It'll be Anthony Johnson Jr. Bless you.
Yeah. If I could stop sneezing, my allergies are so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Stream. Oh my
Anthony
goodness.
Johnson Jr. How many snaps did he play for
Florida's
y'all
calling.
last year?
None.
He had a pick and 19 tackles. Bless you. But a 45
The
grade.
pollen in West Florida is crazy, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, not a great season, but I mean he hasn't been a starter, and hopefully he doesn't have to be.
I doubt it.
You lose Runyon, Bach, Neiman, and do you bring in any offensive linemen? You don't. No.
No.
So who the hell is Josh Jacobs running behind?
Zach Tom and
He's just gonna follow Zach Tom every play.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Because you lost all your safeties, but you got a better one than any of them. But I think the group as a whole downgraded. Divine Drake can use an upgrade. And then you lost your offensive lineman, but you upgraded at running back. I think this is another C team, personally. I think I'm sticky right there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the real addition to the team is gonna have to come in the draft because we have to start saving money because our team is so young. And our quarterback of the future has not been paid. And the money that we did spend is getting better and younger at running back and better at safety. So yeah, offensive line is definitely going to be addressed for sure. and then safety obviously addressed, interior linebacker also addressed, and being that we have some money but not a lot, I think they're definitely going to go. They just keep that in the piggy bank, and wait for the draft because we have a decent amount of picks as well. So yeah, I would also say C for us, um, but could be worse.
No, it could be worse for sure. Been all the road.
Yeah,
The next team is the Houston Texans.
another team that has spent so much money.
So much money. They have the money to spend.
Like,
Um,
dude, can't even get all of their additions on like one page because I'm kind of like half
yeah,
page
I
right
think a
now.
lot of their additions kind of went under the rug, not as not as out there as some of them.
Yeah,
Um, at first glance, before explaining, I'm gonna say this is a B team to me,
I think so too.
but I could be persuaded to say A for the Houston Texans as well.
Okay,
Just going through it, maybe I'll persuade myself. Daniel Hunter is gained, and Jonathan Grenard is
Bernard
lost.
lost.
That's an upgrade.
Yeah,
Um, Devin Singletary is lost. Joe Mixon is gained, an
upgrade.
upgrade for just a seventh round pick. Dalton Schultz is retained. Danico
Good
Autry
pickup.
is brought in, and you lose Sheldon Rankins, Malik Collins, and Tier Tart, but you also get Tim Settle. I think that's a pretty even trade off.
Ego Autry.
You bring back Desmond King, you bring in Jeff Okuda, and you bring in Lonnie Johnson and Mike Ford as well. You lose Steven Nelson, who is a starter, but I think that you've done a really good job as a team here. Bringing back Kamani Fairbairn, and to bring in
Tommy
Tommy
Townsend.
Townsend and Aziz Al Shahir. I think this is
It's a high B.
high B. I think I've convinced myself of a low A here for the Houston Texans. If we're counting off-season trades and free agency trades, the move with the Chargers is an interesting one today. We're not counting players they got in the draft, but obviously we can count capital and trades that they've done during free agency period, and they're picking up extra picks. Um, but I think this is a low A here for the Houston Texans. But I'll stick
That's.
with my B. I'll go average. I'll go high B.
I was
The
gonna say, I got the Bears out of the S tier, so if you want to put the Texans in the A tier, that's fine.
no, it's fine. And the next team is just the as a free agency is um the Indianapolis Colts is an interesting one to look
Indianapolis
at.
Colts. It is. Um,
Um,
I'm trying to think who
I think
all they
this is
lost.
this is a really good free agency. I think. Um,
Yeah, they did do pretty well.
I think you upgraded defensive tackle. Not only do you
You're,
keep Grover Stewart, but you add Raekwon Davis.
yeah, and you're able to re-sign a lot of big like players too.
You lost Isaiah McKenzie, but you retained Michael Pittman long term. Joe
Yeah.
Flacco comes in to replace the backup Gardner Minshew. And
Yep.
then, besides the loss of Julian Blackman, you brought in a lot of really good players. Ronnie Harrison's a good safety and can play the position really well.
Yep.
And like we talked about earlier, Kenny Moore comes back. I think this is a pretty textbook
Yeah.
B move here for the Colts.
I agree.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, three straight AFC South teams being talked about here.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah. Dude, Jags
The Jags
lost
are
Calvin. They got worse at
confusing.
receiver. Yeah, they lost. They got worse at receiver. You lose Calvin, pick up Gabe and Duvernay,
Yeah,
I guess. But
Duvernay is replacing Agnew as your special team guy.
yeah, that's an upgrade. Well, not really.
If
Not really. Not
yeah,
really.
I don't know. As a
It's
pure
kind of
special teamer, it's a
yeah.
downgrade. But
I
I
like
say Duvernay is a better receiver than
yeah
Agnew is.
yeah. Um,
You bring
you
him Ezra
absolutely
Cleveland and
gutted
Mitch
your DBs.
Morse.
You
What
absolutely
do you?
gutted your DBs and picked up Darnell and Darby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you lose Rayshawn, Darius, and Trey Henderson, who are all starting, and you replacing
Absolutely
Ronald
flooded
Darby
your TV
Jones.
room. Eric
Yeah,
Armstead you pick up, which is cool. I like that. 2 offensive linemen.
Eric Armstead
Yeah.
was a surprise to me. But they've Andre Cisco still, Tyson Campbell. I think it's still an all right DB room. They got worse, and
Yeah.
they lost Fadakasi as well.
Hmm.
So I think this is just
But you got Darnell.
another C. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're replacing Rashawn Jenkins with Darnell, and then you're replacing Fadakasi with Armstead,
And
Darius
now you got
Williams with Ronald
and now you
Darby.
got QB controversy. So
Oh yeah, controversy is crazy. I'm surprised we haven't talked about that. It's so controversial. I think this is another C.
uh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's some slight upgrade at some positions, some slight downgrades slash stagnant. I think
Yeah.
they did decent enough for themselves though. I think they
For
the
sure.
contracts kind of hurt them later on with the void years that they've been implementing. The way that
They
GM
have
just
implemented
loves the
a
word void year.
lot of void years.
Yeah, that guy loves void years. Jeez, lay off the voids, pal.
Alrighty. Who's next?
He's voiding
Huh.
the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh,
Kansas City. They haven't really done anything.
well,
You
they brought
brought
in
back
Matt
Chris
Ariza,
Jones.
dude. Yeah, they brought in Hollywood, Irv Smith, Chris Jones, Derek Nani was brought back, Drew Tranquil was brought back, L'Jarius Sneed tagged.
Hollywood. I wanna go to Hollywood. Yeah, they pretty much just re-signed everybody.
But they lost Mike Edwards, Willie Gay, Donovan Smith, MVS, Nicole, Clyde, and McKinnon. Your running back depth, which they used a lot, is gone.
Gone. They re-signed. They
And then
pretty
you
much.
just retain everybody and then add Hollywood Brown.
And Irv Smith.
Yeah, I guess.
For
You
what
add Irv
that's worth,
Smith.
I guess.
He's
D,
replacing
honestly.
whatever your backup tight end was before.
I think I
Blake
go D.
Bell. D?
Yeah. Travis Kelsey, Noah Gray as well, tight ends. I think it's a D for them.
Oh, yeah, I'll listen to you. This is like your number 2 team. I'll listen to you. D for the Kansas
I
City
was
Chiefs.
born in Kansas City, guys. That's why it's my number 2 team.
All right. Chargers staying in the AFC West.
Chargers. Yo,
The
Chargers is an interesting one.
No, it's not. This is
Chargers
pretty
is an
clear
interesting
cut.
one, dude.
You
Chargers
add
is
Gus
interesting.
Edwards, Will
The reason it's
Disley, and
interesting is
Hayden
I don't
Hurst.
know if you could put them in F tier, dude. Might have to get like a G tier or something.
I'm just gonna create a tier below this, and I'm just gonna call
It's
it the
literally just called
Chargers.
the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chargers free agency has been really tough.
Good
You're able
job,
to keep
Jim
the
Harbaugh.
defensive players back, but you lose Mike, you lose Eckler, you lose Keenan Allen, Gerald Everett's gone. You bring in Will Disley and Hayden Hurst, I guess, but like
Yeah, they replace
Gus Edwards, I
Gerald
guess.
Everett, but are worse, and you lose every receiver that ever actually caught a pass for you last year because I'm not counting Quinn Johnston.
Did he
Eric
catch a
Kendrick's gone. Well, yeah, he did, but he dropped more than he caught. So, Will Clapp.
Oh, dude, legend.
How can you? Please, jeez. Yeah, but Eckler, Joshua Kelly, both gone. You get Gus Edwards. Yes. Easton Stick.
Yeah.
Woo.
You got the top 5 pick, so you probably go receiver, but obviously we can't consider that here. As of right now, they
Yeah.
have gotten so much worse.
Yeah. So the Chargers are in the Chargers tier, which is below F for anybody on Spotify that can't see it. Get fucked. The LA Rams.
Oof.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Rams
R.I.P.
pretty
Rams.
good. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks for
Have
sure.
they done good?
They've done pretty good from what I in my brain.
They've gotten 2 good guards. One of them is a re-sign, Kevin Dotson, and bringing in Jonah Jackson on a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Darius Williams, 3 years. I believe he was a Ram before.
He was, and then he went to the Jags for 1 year and came
And
back.
then you bring in Cam Curl.
Yeah.
But, big old but, you lose the greatest defensive player of all time in Aaron Donald.
Defensive player or defensive tackle?
Defensive player. The greatest defensive player of all time.
Wow.
You lose Jordan Fuller, who is that's just you're replacing Cam Curl with Jordan Fuller.
Yeah.
You lost Troy Reader, whatever. Kelly Witherspoon is a starting corner. You're replacing Darius. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say it's a C. You got better on offense. I guess you bring in Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup.
Himmy G.
You're replacing Carson Wentz with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're like the same person, really, except one's
just
a ginger. And then, yes, I'd say it's a C. I've given up on ranking the C's in order because they're all just mid. All right, the Raiders.
Raiders have not.
The last team in the
lost.
West, I believe. Talk about
You got Christian Wilkins and Gardner Minshew, so that's really it. Resign Andre James. You lost quite a few weapons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you bring in Minshew, who I guess is set to be the starter. That means to you, Christian Wilkins.
They lost
And then you
multiple
lose
weapons.
Bilal Nichols. You lose Jerry Tillery. Greg Van Rotten, starting guard. Illuminor is starting tackle. Renfro is cut. Josh Jacobs is gone. I guess you believe in what Zamir can do, but I think this team just as a whole got worse. But I think they're intentionally getting worse for now. Austin Hooper's gone. I think this is a team that's ready to rebuild.
D.
And this is a D team. If they didn't bring in Christian Wilkins, this would be an F team.
F for sure. Bro, poor Devontae Adams, man.
That poor man is crying right now. Like 50% of the reason why he came to this team is just gone.
Probably like 75 at this rate.
Yeah. All right, the Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins.
Gotta say C, really. At surface level. Maybe even like.
I'm just gonna say this real quick before you decide. They lost DeShaun Elliott, Xavier Howard, Jerome Baker, Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Andrew Van Ginkel, Emmanuel Agba, Brandon Jones. I mean, that's like 80% of their starting defense. And then they replace it with Les Shaq Barrett, Neville Gallimore,
Kendall Fuller,
Jordan Poyer, and Saron
your leftovers.
Yeah, I mean, you bring in Robert Jones.
Johnny Smith is a pretty cool weapon for them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what is he still? We don't even know what he is. He had a great year with the Titans like 6 seasons ago, and then it's just been a bum everywhere else he went.
He was really good on the Falcons, huh?
Yeah. I think this team just got worse.
Yeah, it's probably a D.
I think they lost Isaiah Wim and Robert Hunt too. Offensive line, kind of in Collar Williams, your offensive line is just objectively a lot worse. And then I think you just made semi under average replacements for some of the positions you lost, not doing a great job of getting back to where you were. I think you have to draft really, really well if you're the Miami Dolphins to be nearly as good as you were last year. But I guess you have Tyreek Hill, so anything's possible. But that defense is in shambles.
Yeah. Interesting.
The greatest team in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings, is up next.
Literally fourth in division. Literally fourth in the division.
Maybe we'll see.
No,
I don't know. They got Sam Darnold now.
Yeah, you pick up Aaron Jones. Sam Darnold's your QB1. Brandon Powell, Trent Sherfield, Quessenberry.
We talk about losses versus upgrades.
Ginkle.
You lose Anthony Barr and Jordan Hicks, and you bring in Van Ginkel and Blake Cashman. I mean, Van Ginkel they've listed as an edge. I guess Blake Cashman's, I guess, kind of on par with. Yeah, Davenport for Ginkel. Sam Darnold is a major, major downgrade, obviously, over Kirk
Kirk Cousins.
Cousins. Aaron Johnson is probably the only upgrade
Yeah.
that they made position wise.
Yeah.
I think this is a D for the
Yeah.
Vikings.
D
The
for dog.
the Patriots, have the Patriots done anything?
They've done a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even
A
realize.
lot.
They did a lot of re-signing, is what it looks
Yeah.
like.
They got what's his name back. The guard.
Unwenu,
Yeah.
one's a
Or is it
tackle,
tackle?
but yeah, they lost their guard.
You got Taki Taki, which is cool.
Yeah, players they brought in: Taki, Watts,
Austin Hooper.
Okafor, Hooper, whatever you backup tight
And then
end,
Brissett.
and then Gibson. They brought in Gibson.
Antonio Gibson, yeah.
Um,
Who they lose though? What are the key losses for the Patriots?
uh, Mike Gesicki, starting tight end,
Yeah.
J.C. Jackson, Jalen Mills, Adrian Phillips, Lawrence Guy is a big one. Trent Brown. Um, you replace Trent Brown with Okafor. You lose Gesicki and replace him with Hunter Henry. You replace
Hunter
Mac
Henry was
Jones
there.
with Brissett.
Hunter
Gibson's
was
replacing
there.
Zeke.
Replaced Sticky with Hooper.
Yeah, so my bad. J.C. Jackson's not getting replaced at all, and neither is Adrian
No.
Phillips or Jalen
But
Mills.
you're not even high on JC Jackson anyway, so
I'm not, but the guy behind him can't be better.
fair enough. Yeah. It's honestly high D low C for me.
Marcus Jones isn't bad actually, but I don't know who. I don't know if I believe in Jonathan Jones.
Oh, the guy with like the nastiest pick six.
Yeah,
That shit
yes.
was so cold. That was so cold, dude.
Christian Barmore hasn't been what you drafted him to be, and a lot of the people you brought in are just backups.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I'll leave
guess
it to you, bro.
I'll just toss them in C. I think they just are still just dog shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to
kind
get
of hard
worse.
to
It's hard to
judge
get
them, really.
worse. They're just dog shit, and they stay dog shit. I guess. Sorry, pal.
I mean, you also lost Bill Belichick. Is that enough to throw him in D?
That might be enough. So I didn't even think about coaches. Get fucked.
Yeah.
That counts. All right.
Let's go.
All right. The New Orleans Saints. This is just really quiet.
Yeah.
New
You
Orleans
got Tyrann
Saints.
Mathieu back. You got
Demario
Brandon Cooks
back,
back.
and you got
You got Cedric Wilson and You got Willie Gay, I guess.
yeah, you lost Marcus May as a Yadam, Andrews Pete, and Michael Thomas.
You replaced Michael Thomas with Cedric Wilson. Mm.
Yeah, you don't replace your starting tackle though, which I think they do in the draft, but
Yeah. For
you lose
now,
Lonnie Johnson, starting
it's
corner,
kind of just a D, really.
Yadam, Marcus May. Yeah,
You lost.
they lost
Yeah.
so much and just gained literally
So
two
little.
players. They've gained two players.
Yeah, it's a D for me, bro.
I think it's a D. I think they're just so tight on money they can't do anything they want to do.
Yeah.
I think they just have to just go draft. So for free agency, they're not gonna do anything.
Right.
What is Willie Gay for Zach Bond? I guess, and then Cedric Wilson's. I don't even know if he's an upgrade on Michael Thomas. I don't know. I might say they're an F honestly. They brought back their
So, dude, the Falcons are
key
so
old
good. It
ass
doesn't even
players.
matter.
Yeah.
The Falcons are so good. It doesn't even matter, dude.
I,
I'm ranking that, bro. Your division has gotten better, and you have gotten worse.
yeah.
I'm good with
I
that.
think we're not at the Bucks yet, but I think the Bucks stayed relatively the same.
Yeah, and then the Panthers got better on at least offense and have a chance to start turning around the defense because they got gutted. But I
The
think
NFC East. we're heading to
Okay.
see the New York Giants.
The New
The
York
New York
Football
Football
Giants.
Giants. Yes.
Well, I kind of think they did all
They lost Isaiah Simmons starting at home, Odori Jackson, Xavier McKinney,
right. Quan,
Ashawn, Saquon, Tyrod, Sterling Shepard, um, and they've gained Brian Burns, Sean
yeah, they
Runyon, Illuminor, Jalen Mills as
Singletary,
far as starters go. As Singletary, that's
Singletary.
downgrade. Slight upgrade it for Illuminor, upgrade for Runyon and Burns, downgrade at Jalen Mills, and
You
then you just
lost.
don't replace
Maybe.
Adoree, you don't replace McKinney, you don't replace Isaiah Simmons or Ashawn.
Yeah, it's a D.
Yeah, I think it's just a D.
Deeper
I think
Derek.
you big bring in for Brian Burns. I think great value with what you gave up,
Yeah,
and you put somebody in front of whatever quarterback you have. But bringing in Drew Lock was not it, and Devin Singletary is just major downgrade. I think that's a D.
yeah, for
I
sure.
think it puts you in a good position for the future, but for now, just not. You just got
Still have Gabe
worse.
McDozick quarterback.
Yeah, you still have a defense. You have a great front four and nobody to play behind them. The New York Football Jets are next.
Ooh,
This is
they just got Tyron Smith.
they just got Tyron Smith. I'm not sure
Put
what
that'll
the
be on here.
deal looks like yet. No, it's not on here, but we can count it obviously.
Yeah,
I want to see if they have any information on his contract.
I doubt it.
No, they don't. They still have him as a Cowboy. I
Yeah,
don't know. I know they've agreed to
they
terms,
got
but
Morgan
he
Moses.
hasn't officially signed it yet. But yeah, you lose Corey Davis, you cut him. Mekhi Becton's you just let walk. Connor McGovern you let walk. Bryce Huff is gone. Carl Lawson's gone. Solomon Thomas gone. Quentin Jefferson gone. Bryce Hall gone. Chuck Clark gone. Ashton Davis,
Yeah,
Jordan Whitehead gone. You don't replace any of your defensive backs really that you lost, which is a
yeah,
starting corner and both your starting safeties. You didn't bring in
yeah.
a single edge
Not looking good.
rusher.
Not looking good for me, honestly.
You add a tackle, and that's really the only. You just
Two
replace
tackles.
you bring him back. Last Morgan Moses, which isn't exactly even a tackle you need.
Yeah, dude, I was convinced they were gonna go Bach, dude.
Yeah, I mean they add Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses. Everyone else is just a backup, and they didn't replace any of the starters they lost.
Yeah.
They have Tony Adams and
F
Chuck Clark at safety, but this is they lost Chuck Clark,
F.
so this is an F. The Jets are trash.
They are effed.
They
All
are
right.
F. The
This
Philadelphia
is
Eagles.
this is a good one. It's a very, very good one. Dare I
Um,
just say I'm an S tier, dude?
I think you don't dare say that because that is abysmal.
Nah, bro. They're the Philadelphia Eagles, dude. Just throw them in the S tier. They got Saquon, bro. They won. Oh, no, they got Teddy Pickett, bro. They got baby
Yeah,
hit.
and they lost DeAndre Swift. They lost Kelsey to retirement, Fletcher Cox to retirement, Shaquille Leonard's gone, Avante Maddox, Kevin Byard. They didn't get any safeties.
You know they didn't get any safeties.
They upgrade um, Avante Maddox to CJ Gardner Johnson.
Yep.
I think Devin White is better than Shaquille Leonard, obviously.
Got Quara.
Bryce
Get
Huff
Huff.
is good, and Landon Dickinson's back.
Yeah. You extend Alberto for whatever that's worth. Saquon in exchange for Swift. You got a
I think
backup
you
now.
got better, but I'm not sure this is an S.
It's an A.
I think I'd put them in A. They signed a
Can't believe,
safety, maybe
can't
EPS,
believe you
and
said S is abysmal, but we're going A. As if they were like in reality like a C or some shit.
I was gonna go B, but I was looking at it and like, oh, they got better pretty much everywhere.
All right. The big
Just
one.
losing Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox sucks. And they don't have any
Yeah,
safeties.
yeah.
The big
It's just
one.
it's a retirement though. I mean, it's not like like
I mean,
you can't fucking.
you lost them and then you didn't replace them.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's gonna be hard to replace those guys immediately.
No, but you need somebody.
You can't really replace Jason Kelsey. That dude's one of a kind, man.
The Pittsburgh Steelers suck.
Interesting one. It's an interesting one.
So Levi Wallace
You have
and
no
Patrick
weapons.
Peterson gone, and you bring in Dante Jackson. Upgrade.
Yes, you have no weapons, but a
Deshaun
good
upgrades an
quarterback.
upgrade over Keanu Neal. It's good. Deshaun Elliott, Dante Jackson, and Joey Porter and Minka are going to be a great defensive back room.
It's a very solid DB room for sure.
And then you lose Quan, you upgrade him with Patrick Queen.
Patrick Queen.
Patrick
Yep.
Queen and Alex Highsmith, and then with Cam
You
Hayward
upgrade a
and
quarterback.
TJ in front, very
Yeah.
good. You upgrade a quarterback for sure. You lose Deontay,
Yeah.
and then you don't replace him. The only other players that they really lost that are worth anything, that they didn't upgrade, Okafor, Mason Cole, offensive lineman, I suppose, Deontay Johnson. I think
That's
it's
IC
just
will be.
another C.
Yeah. It's a good C though.
No,
It's a
definitely
solid
a
C.
very good C. I think it depends on how Russell Wilson plays in this season.
He's playing for free, so
Yeah,
in
he's
terms of what
got nothing to lose, I guess.
Yeah.
Heading back to the NFC West, we're gonna look at the Seattle Seahawks.
What have the Seahawks done?
A lot of re-signs, a couple under the radar guys. Obviously, they trade for Sam Howell. They're getting ready for a life after Geno Smith. They bring back Noah Fant. They bring back Leonard Williams. Huge.
Yeah.
They bring in George Fant, who is gonna play opposite of Charles Claus, kind of an upgraded Jason Peters, who they're losing, who they started last year, and then you lose one of your better offensive linemen, Damian Lewis, guard. You don't do anything, and then you lose all your linebackers, and you replace them with Terrell Dotson, who was graded highly, but I watched him play every week, and I wouldn't grade him that highly. I think he's good. He's decent.
Yeah.
And then you lose Jamal and Quandre, however you want to grade that, and you bring in Rayshon Jenkins.
Artie Burns. Yeah. Oh, he resigned.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I was gonna stick this in a D.
Yeah. The Seattle D-Hawks. Niners. Honestly, dude, I need to look at this, bro, because the Niners, they lost a lot. They also got a lot.
Did they?
I hate the Niners.
I think they brought in a few outside of Devondre Campbell, big name guy. I think they brought in a lot of so DeAndre and Leonard Floyd. I think they brought in a lot of like under the radar sort of like guys that no one else was going after at the time. Though they lost Randy Gregory, lost Armstead, lost Young, Sebastian Joseph Day, Javon Kinlaw, Tashawn Gibson. I think the offense. I don't think their offense is going to get any worse. They didn't lose anybody that's worth jack on offense. But defense, they're losing half their defensive line. There's been a lot of talk
about Debo and IU getting shopped.
Yeah,
either one of them goes this season.
No, I don't. With them still in very clear win now mode, I don't think. They bring in Devondre, so they bring a linebacker, and Malik Collins and Yuta Gross-Matos are replacing Randy Gregory and probably like a Javon Kinlaw level guy. I think they need an Eric Armstead and Chase Young sort of replacement. Yeah, I'm saying that Malik Collins is sort of on the level of Javon Kinlaw, Sebastian Joseph. He's not quite Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
So they
Fair
need
enough.
somebody of these two level to kind of stay competitive. I mean, they bring in Leonard Floyd, who's he was as productive as Chase Young statistically, but like I said earlier, sacks are really overblown to me. Um, I think in the first half of the season, Leonard Floyd was one of the greatest pass rushers, and then sort of tilted off and died. Um,
Okay.
but I think Chase Young was like that
Definitely
all
Leonard Floyd.
season. So I think playing across from Nick Bosa is definitely going to really help Leonard Floyd. And I think this is just another C. I think they just stayed competitive. This doesn't mean that they did bad. I think they just stayed where they already were, which was a Super Bowl contender.
That's fair. Three to go. Three to go. This actually took a lot longer than I was anticipating.
Yeah. Yes, it did. This might just be its own episode.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna have to cut it up for the audience. Alrighty, Bucks. A lot of re-signings. A lot of re-signings.
Yeah, they kind of just try to keep their squad around, it looks like.
You lost Devin White though. You lost Carlton Davis.
You bring back Levante, though, and you bring in Bryce Hall. And you also bring in Jordan Whitehead to play safety over Ryan Neal. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
you
great.
trade Carlton Davis, so you can't really count that as a loss because they're getting assets back. And then we're not
Yeah,
talking about draft picks, but they didn't lose Carlton Davis. It's not the same as letting him walk and not getting anything back.
I guess.
Um, I feel like their only loss is Devin White
Yeah.
and Shaq Barrett, I suppose. Though they didn't replace Shaq Barrett, but he was old and not doing anything anyways. Ryan
Yeah.
Jensen did retire. I didn't know that. So you're
Mm.
missing a big
Wow.
piece in the interior of your offensive line.
You got Ben Bredesen. That guy. I was actually talking to my buddy who's a Bucks fan about him.
I think this is just yet another C team. I think we're gonna have a lot of C teams, but I think that's to be expected as it's in the middle. I think we have a pretty good sort of like
Yeah.
graph here where it goes up and down as all things should statistically.
Yeah.
The Tennessee Titans, I think this is another one adding towards the bottom of the graph, in my opinion, at least. We can go over it,
Uh,
but this
they've
is just
done. Uh, yeah.
yeah. I mean, they upgrade at center,
Downgrade at running back.
corner, and receiver. You downgrade at running back. You downgrade at linebacker.
Do you
You
upgrade at corner? Would they lose at corner?
Murphy Bunting for
Yeah.
Chidobe Awuzie. I mean it's pretty yeah.
Yeah.
You lose some safeties. You don't bring anybody in. You
Yep.
lose Chris Hubbard and Andre Dillard starting tackles, and you don't bring a single tackle in. You bring in Lloyd Cushenberry. You're building up the interior, but you just
Yeah.
you lose a lot of interior defensive linemen,
Yeah.
and you bring in not a single guy to add to that defensive line. You don't add anything to your defense really. I think you lose Aziz, and you lose Kristen Fulton, and you lose Murphy Bunting, and Terrell Edmonds, and obviously no Kevin Byard hasn't been there since halfway through last season. But I think they just got worse on defense,
Yeah.
and they added Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley, which they got worse at running back. They added Lloyd Cushenberry and Calvin Ridley. Those are upgrades. They got
Wow.
worse pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna
So
have to go D for him.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go D. And the final team, the Washington Commanders. I mean, it's jeez.
Interesting.
I mean they
You
lose
lost
they
so
lose
many
a
people.
lot of fluff, but you do lose some substantial players as well. And you got to think
Yeah.
about so you bring in Austin Eckler, that's a W.
Yes.
You lose out on Sam Howell, but you get assets back.
You got Mariota.
You bring in Mariota, and you expect to go quarterback
Yes.
it too.
100%.
I think I
100%.
think whether it's Jaden Daniels or Drake May, I think that's an upgrade over Sam Howell. Anyways, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
really care too much about losing Sam Howell.
Offensive
So
line.
you lose
Some
Charles Leno, which is a big loss. I
yeah.
don't care about the other two guys that lost. But you bring in Biotish, upgrade at center. Still a loss for a game. You bring in Zach
And
Ertz and you lose Logan Thomas. Loss for a
that's
game.
yeah.
You lose Casey Toohill and James Smith Williams, and you bring in Dante Fowler, F.A. Obada, and Cleveland Farrell.
Dorrance Armstrong too.
Yeah, it's loss for a game. I mean, I might give you a gain there. You upgraded a defensive line
Yeah.
from whatever horrible defensive line you had after the trade deadline last year. You upgrade David Mayo and Cody Barton to Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner.
That's huge.
And then you bring in Jeremy Chin to replace Cameron Curl.
Dude.
You lose Kendall Fuller. You don't get an upgrade there yet.
Yeah. They've done well.
But I think they've done really well, and I think this is a B free agency. This doesn't mean you're a good team yet, Washington. Listen here, pal. You guys still suck.
You still got to compete with the
But you have
Cowboys.
a really, really young defense. You have Emmanuel Forbes. You have I like Derek Forrest at safety, and I think him and Jeremy Chin are really good. I think Jeremy Chin plays some linebacker for you, if I had to guess. But you have Jamin Davis, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, and then obviously Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen are still holding it down for you on that defensive line. And then I think if you just get yourself some tackles, in a corner, and you guys don't win the NFC East. Obviously, you guys aren't anywhere near the Cowboys or the Eagles yet. But I think you guys are promising as they've put themselves in a constraint cap wise. They're paying quarterbacks, and you don't have to for the next 5 seasons. Right. So I'm going to give you guys a B as far as free agency goes, but I think you could have a very, very bright future.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a step in the right direction.
And I think that's the final tier list.
So you think the Bears win free agency?
I think the Bears have won free agency so far, yes.
Yeah, we've literally just wasted an hour doing this. It's not even accurate.
Agree to disagree. I think you can put them A. I think you could argue them S. I think you can argue them or the Falcons S or both. I think they're interchangeable. I think they've both done really well.
The Falcons have won.
It's hard to say that the Eagles and the Bills have done as well as the Bears and Falcons because I don't think any single team has gotten better as much as the Bears and Falcons have.
I'm not gonna think the Falcons won free agency, dude.
You're not gonna think?
I said I think that the Falcons won free agency.
Yeah, no, I think getting the quarterback definitely helps. I think the Bears would have been
in the extra quarterback offense.
I think the Bears got extra juice on offense, and they got extra juice on defense. I think the Bears got a lot of juice, and I think the Bears are juicing right now.
I think they're all right. I still think that we sweep them. So.
Well, yeah. Just saying they are S tier in free agency doesn't mean that they're an S tier team.
Oh, I know.
They're still the number 3 team in their division.
Yes.
But they bring in Ryan Bates via trade. Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Ryan Bates, Gerald Everett, Jalen Johnson was back, Jonathan Owens, and Kevin Byron. I think the Bears did really, really well, and the only players they lost really are Darnell Mooney and Cody Whitehair. I really disagree though. I think they can go A. I think they can go S. But that is gonna end it. I think we're gonna agree this is episode 5. So you guys will be seeing this on Wednesday. Perfect. Wednesday, March 20th. And then as you guys see this, we'll be recording episode 6 to go up the 22nd with drumroll mock draft 2.0 confirmed for Friday, March 22nd. 2 weeks after our previous mock draft. And then I think in another 2 weeks, we will do one more. and then we'll do a final fourth one right before the draft at the end of April. I believe the draft is April 24th. So, yeah, right here, we'll do another mock draft right here. I'm looking at my calendar. You guys can't see it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we
we'll
can see
do
it.
another mock draft a week before.
We can see it, bro.
You can see it. They can't see it.
Oh.
But yeah, there'll be
Ah.
three more mock drafts before.
Let's go. I'm so excited to
Um,
mock, dude.
a lots of changes. This will probably be the biggest change to mocks. Mock draft 2.0 before the draft. I feel like
Yeah.
3 and 4 won't be too different. Um, this will be the biggest change, and then probably 4 would be the next biggest change when we get to see sort of um, who's interviewing what position, and we get kind of the breakdowns on that.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us today at the lunch table.
Oh yeah.
We hope you guys learned something new, and we hope you guys enjoyed our insight and the banter, and you had a good time listening. And follow all our socials on TikTok and Instagram at Lunch Table Talks POD. You can
Oh yeah.
listen here on Spotify or YouTube or Amazon Music, whatever you're on, at Lunch Table Talks. And until next time, any sign outs, AJ?
Um, leave a like, YouTube. Go ahead and leave us a comment how you think that we did on our episode, things that you think that we could tackle in future podcasts, like segments, anything like that. But no, I definitely think that this was a solid sesh. Glad I could finally be back in these podcasts. I had some
Yes,
internet
you haven't really
trouble,
talked
so
about that. That was rough.
yeah, so I've had some internet trouble. So Francis has been riding solo episodes 2 and 3, but you guys got me back for 4 and 5. So super excited to be back. I've been itching to do this podcast. I'm loving it right now, being super deep into football during the off season. It feels like it's like I'm not even in the off season right now. I'm just like so into football. It feels like it's in season almost. So this has been great. But yeah, that's it for me. Until next time. See you guys episode 6.
6.